welcome back to the channel. So you've read the title of the video and you're thinking, what the fuck have you done now? Let me just fill you in on sort of what's been happening with BRAAPS real quick. Got the new turbo on, went for a tune. What did we make? We made 234 kilowatt, and I was like, that's a bit low. What's going on? So I had a chat with the tuner and he's thinking something's not too happy in the engine. So I brought it home, did a compression test, and cylinder 3 was not very good. It was like hella low on compression. So the time before we were at the tuners, the distributor was loose, which was probably my bad when I swapped the distributor off BRAAPS on the GT4. And I think the first video on this channel mustn't have tightened it up. So it's on the dyno. They're doing pulls last time, and it's on the piss. It's probably vibrating, advancing, retarding, and they were just like, what the fuck is happening with this car? So must have been just detonating, pinging off its head. So I said fuck it. They said, look, it still made decent power. 234 kilowatts is okay. It's not bad, but I'm not happy with that. I know what I'm aiming for. So plan is, BRAAPS is at Dad's, Cleary's there. We're just going to pull the engine out, forged rods, pistons, new bearings, ARP head studs, head bolt washers. Just gonna do some more strengthening. Going a flat 9 compression as well. Factory is 8.5, so we're bumping up in compression a little bit as well. So that's the plan. We're just going to get all the hoses and stuff disconnected and just get it ready to just drop the subframe the same way I dropped the 5S out, which I didn't have a channel back then, but pretty much going to be doing it again. Fully forged rebuild, where last time it was new. It was a reconditioned motor. I wasn't expecting to make so much power. So now we're going fresh everything, forged internals. Last time it was new bearings, honed the cylinders, new rings and whatever. So we're just full forged, should be good. So I'm looking forward to this new chapter with BRAAPS, and we're going to see what power we can crack later in the future when it's all back together and forged. So let's go meet up with Cleary now and start pulling this bitch apart. Oh, well, there she is, ready to get pulled apart again. Oh, she's fighting me already. Blocking yourself. You ain't gonna get fixed like that, you greedy bitch. Tell you what, I put these tires on when this car was like 220 kilowatts, and they've definitely lasted me a while, probably because that was the last time it fucking ran properly. Taking the wheels off. Do you reckon, boys, wheels are a bit wide or something like that? Holy shit. Alright, I'm putting my wheel nuts in here. So I'm looking for them in the future. You remind me. Taking the opportunity to give everything a big fat wipe down with degreaser and stuff while I'm pulling everything apart. So just get everything a little bit fresh, you know, make the most of a shitty situation. And just give everything a big fat clean. And I really need to upgrade these brakes, man. I've got a set of GT4 brakes somewhere in there. Big Chungus brakes. Yeah, they've been one of these boxes, and I just need to sort out how to bolt them up onto this, because this has got the power. The GT4's got the stopping ability. I kind of need to make this girl stop, because she doesn't like stopping at all. So earlier I said Cleary was already here and I'd be meeting him here at the shed, but when he said he's at my mum's, he meant like, yeah bro, I'm at your mum's house, not I'm at the shed ready to work on the car. So I don't know if he's going to be joining us today. I'd go pick him up, but I've only got 2 hours before I got to head off. So I got to get as much done on this as possible. If I can get this ready to come out in today or even tomorrow afternoon, because I've only got 2 hours to get as much done as I can. Is that him pulling up, or is that the wind I hear? Nope, just the wind. So yeah, no, Cleary is not at my mum's. So wheels, plastics, and intercooler pipes are all disconnected. Now I've just got to get this sort of mid-pipe section off, which is a couple 14mm bolts from the downpipe. And back here looks about the same. And those ones off as well, off that mount there. So get them off, and that'll be, I believe, everything from underneath disconnected, aside from the CVs, of course. Alright boys, it wouldn't be a radiator drain if I wasn't using the cock cam. So we're under the car now, and pretty much the plan is just disconnect the bottom radiator hose and hope to not make a humongous mess. So, sorry Dad, no promises. If I can even get this bitch to crack, oh my god, fuck. What the fucking shit? Oh, something's pissing out. We got a little squirter. We got a little bit of a squirt. Oh man, what the hell? It does have another drain plug here, but I just didn't want it to take that long. Oh god, here we go. We got it cracked. Oh, it looks nice and green though. Oh dude, it's just gonna eject out that way. Alright, we gotta go like this. Gotta get it on the backside. Alright, come on, 3, 2, 1, just rip the band-aid off. Ah, fuck! Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes! Success. Get that out of the way. Oh, dude, it's getting heavy as fuck. Oh. We did it! Fuck, that wasn't that bad. A bit brown at the end there. Yeah, I thought a 5 litre jug would be more than enough. Forbidden soup. Yeah, a bit brown at the end. Ooh. Oh, should be right. We're rebuilding the bitch anyway. Alright, that's that drained. Now we've got to get the upper radiator hose and see if there's anything else in there. Ooh, we were getting pretty close to capacity there, so that was good. So yeah, I can remember next time 5 litres is A-okay. So radiator's all drained. I've just got this back on to keep it sealed. Same with that, take them back off when I drop it out. Gonna get this radiator properly clean just so when I'm running in the new motor I don't have any contaminants in there. Looked pretty clean, looked a bit brown. That might have just been, looked a bit brown towards the end when the shit at the top came through. Might have just been because it had been sitting quite a lot. Sort of all the, I don't know, good shit in the coolant came down and the top just ended up in water. Might have caused a little bit of rust, I'm not sure. It was sitting for a while, so it's possible. Either way, get it cleaned or replace it just for good measure. As for now, I'll get to disconnecting everything off the firewall and whatnot that I can see. Fuel filter, plug my ECU and pull my loom through. Igniter and all that stuff. And then I'll label it as well as I go. So I'm going to get into that now. Alright, so here's an example of sort of what I'm doing as I'm unplugging stuff. Just labeling this above the coil, igniter, side of igniter. Things that only need to make sense to me later when I'm putting it back together. I'm also going to sort of take a photo or at least film so I can look back on this video when I'm putting shit together and be like, alright, where the fuck did this go? I can sort of sit down and have a look through some photos or through the footage of this video and see where stuff is. So yeah, there's a bit to take off the wall and pull the loom through. There's not a lot at the back here which needs to come off, which is really good. There's some sort of hoses that go to the heater and whatnot, but it's really not a great deal, which is fantastic. So yeah, just make a little mental note of where everything is so that when it comes to putting it back together, it can be as painless as possible. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up here for tonight. Battery's out, started labeling all that stuff, starter motor stuff. So I'm starting to slowly get the harness to a point I can pull it all through. So yeah, I got the turbo all wrapped up, intake's off. So I just got that all wrapped up with some Glad wrap so nothing gets into it. But yeah, boost controller's out as well, the 3-port. So decent amount done today. So I'm trying to get this side of the motor all unplugged and then I'll move around here tomorrow. So yeah, be back tomorrow to keep working on it. Afternoon number 2 of pulling BRAAPS apart. Cleary is actually at my mum's house this time. So
What's your mother's?
Yeah, at my mother's. Yeah, so pick up where we left off. Just going to keep getting this side of the engine bay undone. I'm going to take off the line to the fuel filter and to the heater on the back. I'm just going to leave them there, label as I go. And that'll almost be everything on this side done. There's really not much left to do before it's ready to drop out.
Today, just get it down to engine mounts essentially.
Try to, yeah.
Are we doing subframe? Are we dropping subframe out?
Subframe will be whole thing will be getting dropped from the subframe this weekend, so cool. That'll be the aim. So yeah, I'm probably going to leave all the turbo and stuff on and just take it all off once it's out of the car. Be a lot easier than going up and down and whatever.
There's not really a lot to restrict you from the sump to the valve, you know, to get it all.
No, it'll be easy.
Get it all checked first, and then you can kind of pull off what you need as
it'll
you go.
Piece of piss.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm going to pull it all apart anyway. I'm going to, head's coming off it regardless, so all the turbo assembly will be out of the way. Head studs.
Well, that's my job for the day, eh? Labelling duty.
Yeah. Alright, let's get into it. Yeah, man. We got beaning. There we go, we got everything pretty much off and labelled on this side. Just have to pull the loom through. All the coolant lines. Fuel filter. Oh, we just got to sort this out as well. This boy. Whatever the fuck that runs. Just trying to get this fucking power steering reservoir. Got the return line off, and this thing is just not wanting to.
Not wanting to play the game.
Beanie.
Without pissing out trans fluid everywhere.
We're also trying not to fucking
destroy the line or break the plastic.
We do have spares, but if we can avoid breaking it, it'd be nice. But that's where we're at. So end of day 2, pulling BRAAPS apart, getting ready to drop the motor out. Pretty much done aside from engine mounts. Fuel pressure regulator, all the fuel lines, power steering reservoir, all that's out. So
power steering's out and drained.
Yeah, we've just labelled everything, clamped everything back up, plugged fuel lines and power steering lines so that we don't have shit all to clean up and whatever. But yeah, so engine mounts, and there was something else. Can't remember what it was.
There was the clutch cable.
Yeah,
was
all
the
the
last
cables
thing.
and the shifter linkage, and then just pulling the ECU loom that actually goes into the cabin out.
Yep, and also just finding out how we're going to disconnect the fuse box. Yep.
Yeah, and I'll probably take the radiator out just for clearance sake.
Tough.
2 fucking bolts and a hose or so. So yeah, getting ready to drop this out on the weekend. But that'll be a completely different video anyway, so.
Yeah, no, just prep for the engine drop. So.
Yeah, so far so good. Be back tomorrow to just finish everything up. Sick.
Man.
Day 3 should be the last, I think. Gear oil and engine oil are about to come out. So, got the engine oil catcher, I suppose. Oil catcher, whatever the fuck you want to call it. With the old stendo neck. So, should make it easy. Long neck, bitch. Bit of a waste considering this is somewhat new oil. But I mean, I suppose if the engine had ringline issues and blow by, it's not exactly going to be a fantastic condition oil, but yeah, that's just black as blouse, mum. You ever reinstall a sump plug without threading it just to flex on local 86 owners? True story. You know who you are. Oh, I always hate draining the trans gearbox oil because it always ejectos out onto this and makes a mess. So I'll try and do it slowly. Oh, I can feel it dripping. Oh, success. The gearboxes actually have a breather as well, so if you crack that, it'll actually obviously sort of pressurize it because you're getting airflow in and has it come out the plug much easier. But this thing is tight as shit. Much more consistent flow and it'll drain much faster. So yeah, just letting air into there drains much quicker. Cool. Yeah, there you go. So if you open this one first, before the bottom one, it ejects out. So tough. All the clutch related stuff's out of the way. Now getting these split pins off for the shifter linkages, which are down there. These two, and then we're good. Alright, I'm calling it a night. Radiator's out, clutch lines shifter linkages, everything from the ECU is unplugged as well. Tomorrow I'm just going to feed that harness through. Yeah, looking like a clusterfuck, man. This is not good, not fan, but we will continue tomorrow. Back. Alright, back at the shed. Not much left to do. Pull the CVs out, pull the rest of that engine, the ECU, loom through the firewall, and see if I can sort of loosen up the steering rack bolts on the inside to give us a bit of playroom for actually having the input shaft in the actual steering rack down here. So get all that done now, and the engine will be ready to come out tomorrow morning. But that'll be a separate video. Dude, I'm gonna bust a fat fucking nut. Oh. Alright, CVs are out. Where's the light? CVs are out. Took this intercooler pipe off as well. I ran up there, give us a bit more room. What else have I got to do? Power steering line to the rack needs to come off. That little bastard right there. He's being a bitch. And shifter linkages are sort of tucked up out of the way. Once we actually start dropping the subframe tomorrow, I'll be able to tuck them out the rest of the way. I just got a bolt there that's sort of on the subframe. It touches the sway bar link before, or the sway bar, sorry, it touches the sway bar before it can be backed all the way out. Must have had the sway bar loosened when I tightened it up last time. So, that is update for today. I'll pull the power steering line out and the ECU harness out, and it will be ready. Oh my goodness. Did not expect it to take so long to get the loom out. There's a bunch of stuff I fed back through the grommet because my cam lambda sensor runs along my firewall and is plugged in over there. So, and all this stuff is sort of wired into the expansion loom. Altogether, things I plug directly into the link ECU. So pretty much what I've pulled out is the factory harness. I've disconnected all the aftermarket sensors and all my link stuff and all that sort of stuff. So that can sort of just chill there on the side, and all that's ready to come out. And man, like I can see two perspectives on something like this. The DIYers like myself that take the time to learn how to do this sort of shit yourself, so that, you know, shout out to Papa Dooloo, I have the facility for it. Like, not everyone has access to a hoist, but one, doing it yourself, if you have the time, knowledge and tools, saves you so much money. Because if I was a shop, I would have absolutely destroyed your bank account for labor to get even to this point. Because fuck that was shit. I fucking hated that. But also the other perspective is, for the people that cannot be fucked, I understand why you would pay a shop, because fuck that was shit. I hated that. But we're here now. It's good. And ready to drop her out tomorrow morning. Everything is unplugged, 100%, just 6 bolts for the subframe, and the bolts for this engine mount and this engine mount. That's all that's holding the engine in now, and the trans. So once we drop it, be able to start pulling it apart. It will be awesome. But for now, I'm going to go do a little drive-by past Cleary's, see if he is home, because he is pretty much doing the exact same thing I am right now on the Legacy. I'll let him explain why. Remember to clean up after yourself when you use someone else's shit. Epic. Epic. What the fuck? Oh, the boys. The boys. Good, bro. How are we? What's going on, big fella? Hey, Uni. What's going on down there? Oh, bro. Don't copy me, bro. I'm pulling my engine out. Oh, the forbidden soup. Yeah, I had some of that myself. Forbidden soup.
Draining what's left of the forbidden soup.
Oh, so you want to tell us why it's coming out?
Where are they? Mr. Oon?
Oh, no. Did you already get them out?
Yeah.
Oh, these are new ones?
They're the new valve rings.
Oh, yep. Wanna float with me? Yeah, tough. Alright. So this boy got some valve float. That's why this is coming out. New valve springs and sort of refresh the heads.
And head studs.
Head studs.
And Roger Clark.
The gaskets.
Nice
For good
big
measure.
boys. So then that way it'll officially be an actual built motor, not a half built motor. So.
Fair. Tough. Oh well. Good things to come. Oh. Good to be home. Oh, well, that is the end of that. 3S is ready to come out of BRAAPS tomorrow morning. As soon as it's out, just going to drop the subframe, start unbolting it from the subframe, get the gearbox off, put on the engine stand, tear it down to a just a long block, then take the head off it, check the cylinders are all good. If everything looks good, I'll be taking the head in to get softness tested as well, just for good measure. Injectors will get tested just for good measure. Then I'll order in my pistons, my valve springs, obviously rods, bearings, head studs, main bolts as well, ARP head studs and main bolts, a new head gasket, and just get straight into rebuilding again, better, stronger, forged. It'll be good. So finish that off, and then I'll go help Cleary with the legacy as well, because that's what we do. Alright guys, yeet.